God's best is on God's best. God invested in you. God invested in you. What return He's going to get? Because God's going to ask you for a return when you get to heaven. He's going to say, I put purpose, I put destiny in you. What did I get from you? He told the man with the talents, I gave you 2, what you gave me. He gave 1 5, he said, what you gave me. He said, I gave you 1, what you do with it? And the man said, I did nothing with it. I just buried it. I did nothing with it. Wow. And Jesus said, you wicked servant, you should at least invest it in the bank and got me something. You think that God's going to play games with you when you get to heaven? You think that it's an amazing thing in the book of Acts that in the book of Acts, Stephen was being stoned. And Jesus, the attorney, stood up from the right hand of God on his defense when he was being stoned. When you get to heaven, is God going to stand up on your defense? Or you just playing with your Christianity because you're listening to these phony candy preachers on TV telling you all this kind of junk and feeding you this junk? Or you got spiritual cavities and you're spiritually diabetic. I don't need you to preach me happy and give me your junk. I don't need that. I need to learn how to fight. Listen, I hung out with the devil for 25 years. I know how to beat Christians down to nothing. I know how to beat Christians down to nothing. I used to put Christians in W, if you know New York City. I know how to take a Christian and break his mind to nothing. Break his mind to nothing. After I broke his mind, I broke his heart. He had nothing to fight with. I know how to paralyze Christians in the spirit realm because they were spiritually anemic because the pastors weren't doing their job. So when you come to a church like this, or you come to a good church, the crazy thing about Christians, they like on medication. One of the crazy things about Christians and is that they come here, they get the blessing here, and then they go pay the bill somewhere else. They go pay the bill somewhere. They go give my man Smiley the money. Like he need a dentist. They go give Elvis the money. From where? Well, in South Korea, where he from? They go give him the money because he tickle your funny bone. But when the devil show up, they're not going to show up in your house and help you. They can't even fight the devil themselves. They're in bed with the devil. I seen Christian witchcraft. There's a guy up there now. He called himself a prophet something. He said, I know your social security number. I know your bank account. I'm sure you do, you devil. People, if you don't discern in the spirit, if you're not in tune with God, people will trick you, play you, and steal your salvation. Understand that? You with me? So how is it that this man come to Jesus? There's a cry today. There's people here that are fragmented. There's people here that need you need an encounter with God. If you don't get an encounter with God, you're not going to make it. There's people here sitting here today. You're dying spiritually. If you don't get an encounter with God, you're not going to make it. I promise you that if you don't get an encounter with God, and this weekend, if you don't come and surrender this weekend, you don't get an encounter with God, by the end of the year, you will lose your salvation. The devil lives in your house. He lives in your life. He's making decisions for you. Okay? He got you stuck in the past. And you don't even know when the last time you had an encounter with God. All you got is religion. Or just because you got a Bible doesn't mean nothing. Be like the Chinese people up in China, underground church. When they get a Bible, they cry. Okay? When they get a Bible, they cry. I have 2 pastors, friend of mine, they're my covering. And you know what these pastors said? They went to China and preached. And you know what the person said? The person said this. Hold this, my sister, for a minute. The person said, let me hold it. She said, because I'm willing to die. Because if they catch you with the Bible, you're going to get a death sentence. But I'm willing to die. When was the last time you heard someone say that for you?